Coach, please give us a brief opening statement and then we'll go right to questions.
I thought it was a great game, high-level game. The game got away from us, I think, at the end of the first half. We had a pretty good working margin. We got off to a great start and had a great working margin. And then, to be down one at half, we went on a scoring drought there for 4 or 5 minutes, and we got the lead in the second half by 6, and they made some huge threes. We just had some poor closeouts, some poor switches below the ball, and we weren't able to overcome them. But our guys played hard. Our guys gave it all they had. I'm proud of them for everything they've accomplished this year and fighting through the season.
Now we will go to questions from the media. Please use the raise hand function to indicate you'd like to ask a question. Our first question is from Kevin McCaskill Jr., FP Sports.
Yes, Kevin McCaskill Jr., FP Sports, Springfield, Massachusetts. Why didn't Josh Gray play tonight?
Well, we just felt like we needed to keep the floor spaced, and having Days in there, and Days didn't get in a ton of foul trouble till the end. And Dickinson didn't hurt us as bad as we were expecting down there. Our doubles were pretty good, so just was in the flow of the game. It wasn't one of those games where we felt like we needed him right now.
Can I ask one follow up? He's like a real big energy guy, though. He can give you a lot on the offensive rebounding. Just note you didn't have any thought to play him tonight?
No, we thought maybe going into the game we were going to play him, but just with the flow of the game, it didn't work out that way.
Our next question is from Michael Cobble, WBRZ TV.
Will, you mentioned it, just the game getting away from you. Do you think it was a little bit of, running out of gas? Y'all played so well in the first half, and the inability to sustain it. And then their ability to, I guess, affect shots at the rim also seemed to, let y'all settle for some perimeter shots.
Yeah, I think, we played 2 guys 40 minutes. I thought their run coincided with us having those guys out there a long time at the end of the first half. And then, in the second half, we kind of ran out of gas the last 10 minutes. So I do think probably that had something to do with it.
Our next question is from Glenn West.
Hey, Will, Glenn West with LSU Country here. Just, talk about Javante's game. I mean, he really seemed to carry you guys in that second half. And even when you got down a little bit, he just really seemed to be a force for you guys throughout the entire night. Just talk about, his performance and, just how he's able to keep you guys in the game there.
Yeah, I mean, he stepped up and played great. I mean, he was tremendous, especially in the second half. He made plays. I think he had 6-7 assists, 1 turnover. He did a great job controlling the game, controlling our team, and he was phenomenal. So, very, 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 very proud of him, and he just capped off a great season.
Our next question is from Sheldon Nichols.
Hey, Will, you mentioned the game got away at the end of the first half, but in the second half, you kind of regrouped. You had a 6-point lead. What about 15 and a half minutes ago? What happened in those next 10 minutes that kind of got away from you there?
Well, we just we couldn't string together enough stops we could just never string together enough stops to make a run and to make it, to expand our lead. We could never get the lead above 10 in the first half. Second half, after we got the 6-point lead, we gave up a couple threes. We missed a floater in the lane. We could never sustain what we were doing.
Next question is from Scott Rabelais, the Baton Rouge Advocate.
Well, people said Michigan looked a little vulnerable, maybe because they were missing Livers, one of their best players, but they outscored you 26-2 off the bench. Is that something that's kind of indicative of this game? Was that something you were worried about, that they just come at you with a lot of players?
Yeah, I mean, Shondi Brown's a great player. We knew that. And they're a great team. They're a tremendous team. Coach Howard and their staff, their offensive execution, the way they move, the way they guard, they're a very, very good team. They're going to be an extremely tough out for anybody.
Our next question is from Billy Embody, 24/7 Sports.
Hey, Will, what will you remember most about this season? And, Ed Orgeron talked about what he took away from it, just, going through all the protocols and everything. What are you going to look back and take away from it?
Just how hard our guys fought. I mean, we went through so much, so many things on and off the court, just how hard they fought to get in. I mean, we got in 29 games. Just to get into 29 games, man, every day was a battle, and these kids battled and wanted to play and wanted to be great. And we started peaking at the right time. We just happens. You get a tough draw and a great team like this. It's a high level game and it can go either way. And they just made a few more shots and a few more plays than we did. But our guys really battled all season. And I told them I told them how much I appreciate that, in the locker room after the game.
Our next question is from Ron Higgins.
Yeah, well, did Michigan show on film they could shoot the three that well? In the second half, it seemed like when they hit those 2 threes in a row, and every time you came up with a basket, they answered with a three. Did they show on film they could shoot the three ball that well?
Well, yeah, they lead the Big Ten in 3-point shooting. But I mean, you can't take away everything, and we've kind of lived and died by giving up some threes all year. And we had to give something up to take away the points in the paint, to take away everything in the post, and that's what we did. But the threes they hit on the runs were really weren't inside out threes. They were off the bounce threes, poor switch outs, things of that nature. So that was stuff that we can control that we didn't do a good enough job on.
Our next question is from Sheldon Mickles.
Hey, Will, it looks like y'all did a pretty good job on Dickinson in the first half. You could look like you frustrated him a little bit. Did you feel good about that matchup at halftime that y'all had, switched players a lot, defenders?
Yeah, I thought we did a good job trapping him, confusing him down there, making him work. We had active hands, and then when we got tired, they just got way too comfortable. I think they had 13 assists on 16 made baskets. The problem in the first half was our closeouts, them driving our closeouts, and we just did a poor job with that.
Our next question is from Paul Boron.
Hi, Coach. Paul Boron from Cox Sports Television. I know a couple times this season you talked about, this is a team I expected to see, and then you would have some lulls. Do you feel like tonight you went out kind of giving your best shot and the best of what your team could be?
Yeah, I think we went out, we played well. We ran into a great team. It wasn't like, we could have done some things differently. We could have, we made a few more shots, finished a few more in the lane, but a few better switches defensively. We certainly could have won the game, but I can't fault our guys' effort and how hard they played, and we were prepared and ready to go. We couldn't sustain it for 40 minutes.